time to de-thaw. Nope, just thaw. De-thaw would be freezing. Defrost is what I'm thinking of. It's time to defrost or thaw, but not de-thaw. It's time for spring. Let's go. Okay guys, congratulations on making it through winter. You know I like to start my resets with a good high five, but this one is gonna be extra special because winter is extra hard. Hi Goose, you wanna participate in the high five? Come sit. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to really put your whole body into this high five. All right, are you ready? 3, 2, we're standing up. 1, high five. All right, so there we go. We should be feeling good now, but also a reminder that if you are feeling tired, if you are feeling sluggish right now, if you're not feeling amazing, that's totally normal. You just went through months of darkness and cold, and listen, if you thrive in that, that's amazing. I love that for you in your cold soul. Not your cold soul, your winter soul. I believe that your soul is probably still warm even if you have a winter soul, but like you enjoy the cold, so that's why your soul is cold, not because you're a cold-hearted human being, to be clear. But if that's not you, if you're not a winter soul, that's totally fine. It's very natural to want to crawl into a hole and not reemerge for months during the winter, because that's literally what nature does. All right, you're one with nature. But like nature, it's time for us to come out of our holes a little bit now. It's time for spring. It's time to lighten up the home. It's time to get moving a little bit more. Don't hate me for saying this, but it's time to socialize a little more. It's just time to feel more like a human being and less like a gremlin again. So if you're like, Morgan, you seem happy, you seem chipper, you already seem like springtime Morgan, it's because I am. I have already done this reset. I am just here to guide us on our journey with past Morgan as she becomes the spring Morgan you see here today. And it didn't all happen in a few hours. It didn't even happen in a few days. It took about a week, and that's totally fine. We can take our time. There's no need to rush the spring reset. We can do it at our leisure or leisure. I'm not sure if that's a tomato-tomato situation, like either one is right, or if one is actually correct. Anyways, point is, there's no need to rush. It takes time to de-thaw. De-thaw. No. Defrost, just thaw. We're gonna pass the mic to winter Morgan, because spring Morgan needs to work on her vocabulary. Okay, it might be 30 degrees today, but it is also March, and that means that we're done with winter. I don't really care what the weather is doing. I reject the weather. It is spring to me. I think it's really good for our brains to switch up our atmosphere every few months, but I also think that we can do that without going overboard with consumption. So I'm gonna show you how I go about springifying my home today using mostly things I already have and then a few thrifted things. And overall, I just want it to feel like the birds are chirping, the sun is rising, the flowers are blooming, the grass is glistening with dew. That's how I want it to feel in my home. I want it to feel like the outside is in my home, but without the dirt and the wind and the bugs. And I want it to be temperature controlled. So I want the outside to stay outside, but I want the aura of the outside inside. That's what we're going for. Okay, so first stop on the aura transformation is the record shelves. Now you can see them. It is very easy to change up the vibe over here by just adjusting what records are displayed to better reflect the colors of the season. We're bringing out Lover in 1989. I'm realizing that a lot of Taylor's album covers have her face like right in the middle, like here up. It's kind of all got the same composition. You know, this is different, but it's a lot of black and white. And then there's the white of the midnights too. These both have the white border, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't love. No offense, Taylor. Let's try that. See, it just feels like too much white. What about this? Scooch. Move you up here. It's like Tetris, really. It's like Taylor Tetris. I should have said Tetris Taylor's version. That was a complete missed opportunity, and I apologize. I asked David the other day if he felt like the apartment was too girly because we have been kind of redoing our living area. I've been vlogging that for Patreon actually, so if you want to see that transformation, make sure to head over there. But I was like, I want you to enjoy the space too. I don't want it to feel too girly. Is there anything that you feel like is getting too feminine for your liking? And he was like, no, not really, but the Taylor Swiftness of it all is a little bit much for me sometimes. And I was like, listen, when you get some aesthetically pleasing records, I will be happy to display them, but you don't have aesthetically pleasing ones that go with the vibe of the home. And he's like, what are you talking about? Yes, I do. This is what I'm working with. Do you see how that just kind of changes the vibe a little bit? So I'm not against putting albums up here that aren't Taylor, but I'm just gonna need the art to be a little less tuna fishy and space shippy and masked men like. If I had to come out here in the middle of the night, that would scare me. Okay, so I think that's good for the records. I also need to get rid of Frosty and the winter foliage. So I think I'm gonna replace Frosty with this vase that I got the other day at the thrift store. I feel like anything that glistens just feels like springtime to me. And then we're gonna make it extra springy by adding some, can you guess? You're never gonna guess because it's groundbreaking. That's right, we're gonna add flowers. It would probably also help if they had some water. Okay, now they can live. And by live, I mean spend their final days in a pot of water because they're pretty much already dead because they were cut. They're basically decapitated, right? That kind of ruins the aura. Let's forget about that concept. They're just lovely, wonderful, living flowers. They're totally not at all about to die. I try to buy fresh flowers sparingly because they're not like great for the environment, but usually during the spring and summer I will get some from the farmers market near us because those are coming from local growers. I know there's also a few growers in Chicago that offer a subscription flower service so you can get locally grown fresh flowers every couple weeks, so I might look into that this summer. But to supplement, I'm also very supportive of fake flowers and fake plants. You can usually find some at thrift stores, and it's nice if you're a pet owner, you know, because like I like to put flowers on my coffee table, but I'm nervous that my dog will eat them. But I know he doesn't care about the fake stuff though, so I can add that. Once again, note the glistening nature of the container. You see it? I don't really even know if you can tell because the sun is so bright in my retinas right now, but this is glistening. Anything reflective, anything sparkly, it feels like the sun. It feels like glistening dew. It feels like the warmth coming back into your soul after months of darkness. Another way I like to add florals is via dried or pressed flowers. You can put them on jars, you can make collages out of them, bookmarks. It's just a nice way to incorporate flowers without having to repeatedly buy them fresh. And then like my records, I also like to switch up my books and some of my photos to be more seasonally appropriate. A few other things to keep an eye out for at the thrift store. One would be mugs. All my spring mugs are thrifted and they make great functional yet pretty decoration. Tea towels are another good accent to switch up, and it doesn't have to say like happy spring with flowers all over it and a chick hatching out of an egg with a butterfly flying over it. This one I found just had a lighter springier hue than my current kitchen towels, and it reminded me of a picnic blanket. Throw pillows or blankets are also great to look for. If this had been a golden retriever on this pillow, I definitely would have gotten it. But again, don't just look for spring patterns, pay attention to texture too. Like I found this lightweight blanket during our thrift trip, and it's not necessarily a spring color, but it's flowy. It's not a 50-pound Sherpa lined fleece blanket like all of our other ones are. And now by just using a lot of what I already had and spending about 30 bucks on some secondhand decor, my space feels a lot lighter and brighter. It does in fact feel like the outside is inside, but with temperature control. I was watching this TikTok the other day about the concept of farting around. I don't remember who the creator was, but I'll try to find the video and post it here. Editing Morgan, try to find the video and put it here. She wasn't talking about literally like walking around farting, okay? Just hear me out, we'll get there. But she was talking about Kurt Vonnegut, the author. You might remember him from your literature art classes. She was talking about how he once said that he would not buy envelopes in bulk. Instead, he would go out and buy a singular envelope every single time he needed one. And he did this because it would give him a reason to fart around. Also, please do not take this as fact. This is just me recollecting what another girl on the internet was recollecting. So it could be very off from the original message. It might be kind of a telephone situation, but I like the message that I have. I like it, so I'm sharing it. I'm just saying it might not be completely true to the original. Okay, so Kurt, he liked to fart around. He liked to be out and about for no particular reason. He would leave the home without the premise of getting back as soon as he possibly could. But the reason why he would do this is because life happens when you're farting around. Like, he would go out to get an envelope, but he would also have a conversation with somebody that he wouldn't necessarily have had a conversation with if he just had all of his envelopes sitting at home waiting for him. He might see something that would inspire him that he wouldn't be inspired by if he hoarded his envelopes. So I really want to try to fart around a little bit more now that the weather is nicer. I feel like it would just be good for my mental health, for my creativity. I've been feeling a little bit strapped. I feel like I'm not totally used to myself in baseball caps yet. I'm not totally used to myself in them yet. Does this look good? I've been feeling a little strapped for inspiration lately, and I feel like I just haven't had much time to get out of the house and just exist, and I feel like that's what needs to happen in order for the inspiration to present itself to me. So today, I am gonna go fart. Nope, we're not gonna stick with that verbiage. Sorry, Kurt. I am gonna go bop. I'm gonna bop around. We're gonna call it bopping around. So I've got a library book to return, and then it's very nice out, so I think I'm gonna go try to stop by the lake, which is a little bit out of my way. I could just go to a park nearby, but in the name of bopping, I'm gonna go to the lake, and we'll see how that makes me feel. We'll see if I feel more inspired. We'll see if I feel better. I'm probably gonna feel better because the sun is out and I haven't seen the sun in a really long time, if you can't tell by my general paleness. So, all right, let's go. I think it's also important to note, don't feel like you need to do anything too exhausting on your first springtime bop. Because when you get home, you're probably gonna feel great, but you're also gonna feel tired because your body isn't used to all these endorphins, all this dopamine. So take a little walk to the library, take a little walk to nowhere in particular. It doesn't need to be anything intense. Okay, we're not bouncing around. We are simply bopping. All right, we made it to the lake. This is the library book I got. I'm gonna try to do some reading. I also want to use this time though to take a class on Skillshare, who is the sponsor of today's video. I mentioned feeling a little uninspired lately, and I really want to find ways to tap into my creativity. So I want to check out this class, the Creative Toolkit, 6 Techniques to Spark Original Ideas, to see if coupled with this bopping around, it can spark some inspiration in me, get the creative juices flowing. So if you've never heard of Skillshare, it is the largest online learning community for creatives. They have literally thousands of classes led by industry experts, and the topics they cover range from photography to filmmaking to productivity, graphic design, interior design, knitting. However you are looking to flex your creative muscles this spring, they probably have a class for it, and maybe even a learning path to help guide you as you're developing a new skill. So if you envision trying some new things, tapping into your creative side, or unlocking some new capabilities this spring, consider checking out Skillshare. Honestly, you don't really have much of an excuse not to, because the first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. That is 1 month of free learning, and I think spring you would really appreciate that. we have returned from our bopping excursion, and I still have my AirPods in. Let me take those out. Takeaways from my bopping. One, I dropped off a package as well at UPS and needed to drop something off and enjoyed a little chit chat with the UPS worker. I also learned up to $100 in insurance is free on your package. So, that's something I didn't know before. Now I know it. And now you know it. And then I went to the library and I actually found a lot of books that I would be interested in reading, but I only checked out one because I didn't want to have a ton to carry with me. It would be too heavy. I would get really complainy during my bopping session. I didn't want that. And then I had a nice little sit at the lake. I read a little bit of the book and I mostly watched my Skillshare video. I've got a bunch of notes. Overall, the video was mostly about trying to get your brain to just think of things in different ways. And so there were a lot of different exercises that I went through. One that I really liked was taking a word or a topic that you are trying to think of ideas for or problem solve, and then combine that with another random word. Like I just opened my book and picked a word. The word was shake. So I was trying to think of YouTube video ideas. So I did YouTube videos and shake. And then just came up with a bunch of random ideas, ranging from using shake effects in YouTube video to take a viewer to get a milkshake, and many, many things in between. And most of them are not great ideas. The guy also said in the video, when it comes to ideas, when it comes to creativity, it's quantity over quality. So I feel like I'm always afraid of having really bad ideas, and I think that those ideas are useless. And now I've kind of reframed it as all my bad ideas, they're not useless, they're just working towards getting me to my great idea. Another thing that the guy who was leading that class said that I really liked was that you should be tired after trying to be creative. Your brain should hurt. And I really liked that because I've kind of viewed creativity as something that is effortless, that comes easily to people. Either you have it or you don't. And he was like, creativity is a skill. You are getting your brain to function in a way that it normally doesn't. That is going to tire you out. So I feel like that man just gave me permission to be tired and take a nap right now, which is what I'm gonna do in this sun puddle that's happening over here. Okay. I am praying, kind of literally, if you are looking at my position right now. I am praying that there is nobody in the gym today, and I'm not a religious person, so the desire for there to be nobody there is very strong. I haven't been to the gym in a few weeks. I've mostly been doing at-home workouts throughout all of January and February, if working out at all. I've also given myself quite a bit of a break, which is fine, but I do think I'm ready to start feeling like less of a slug. I want to get back into my gym routine, which in the spring and summer, I would say I usually go to the gym 2 to 3 times a week. I can feel my anxiety in my jaw. Relax your face and the rest of your body, and also your mind. That's probably asking too much. I think exercising is the second most convoluted human bodily function. The fact that you need to make yourself physically feel pain in order to be healthy and feel good, it's a little bit fucked up. But the only thing more fucked up than that is the fact that in order to reproduce, women have to bleed out of a very inconvenient space to bleed for a week every month. What was the universe thinking when they came up with that? They couldn't come up with anything better, anything less messy, anything less painful, anything slightly more convenient, anything that made the process a little more unpleasant for men? No, they saved that just for seahorses. The fuck did seahorses do to deserve that? I'm gonna lay this way for this, because that's gonna be a little bit of a weird angle for you. I'm just doing a quick warm up right now. I like to warm up in my apartment before I go to the gym because I think it's kind of weird to do this exercise in the gym. I also don't like to be close to the floor at the gym usually. Actually, that's a lie, because literally the first exercise I do, I'm sitting on the floor. Okay, butt is warmed up. Oh my god. Okay, let's go rip off this Band-Aid. So So I just want to say it took me years to get comfortable going to the gym alone. I hated working out in front of people. I had no idea how to use the gym equipment, and I was not about to attempt to learn by myself in a crowded gym. The only reason I ever started going was because of David, and I hate to give credit to a boy, but it's true. And it's not like he was body shaming me or anything like that, okay? Hold your comments. Literally, I just wanted to get over my fear of the gym, and he offered to go with me and help plan my workouts and teach me how to use the machines. So if you are terrified of the gym, I really think the key is to find somebody, anybody you can go with a few times before you go by yourself. And for a long time, I would only go if David was going to the gym as well. It was only once we moved into a building with a small gym in it that I would start going by myself. And even then, for like the first year, I would only go if there was literally nobody in the gym. But eventually, I did start to get comfortable with my routine, which I think is also key. Knowing what exercises you're going to do makes it so much easier. Do not try to figure that shit out while you are in the gym. So now I'm to the point where I will stay if there are a couple people in there, but I still don't think I could set foot in like a real actual crowded gym by myself. So all that to say, if you too are afraid of the gym, number one, I get it. You are not alone. Number two, it takes time. It took me 2 years to feel even remotely comfortable. And three, there are still so many ways that you can move your body that don't involve going to the gym. I personally love Elaine Fitz Pilates videos for an at-home workout. Also, just walking around the block is good exercise. Put on some of those weighted wrist wraps or whatever. Get your power walk on. That'll burn calories. So you have options. Just do whatever movement feels achievable to you. As much as I truly hate the anticipation of exercise, getting ready for exercise, and then the actual physical exercise, I do really love how I feel afterwards. The endorphin high is real. It is both a blessing and a curse. Finally going and doing something physical and raising my heart rate in a way that's not related to being anxious. It's really good for me. It's really freaking good for me. My jaw does not feel tight anymore. I feel loose. I feel fluid. I feel mobile. And now it is 9:06 a.m. on a Sunday. I've gotten the worst part of my day out of the way, and now the world's my freaking oyster. Even though I don't like oysters, the world is my pizza, because I love pizza. So I've never really understood that saying. Anyways, my point is, as much as exercising might suck, I do think it's really important to prioritize finding a routine that works for you. I used to not work out, period. And I can tell there is a huge difference now in my overall mood and my overall energy levels now that I do have a pretty consistent workout routine. So if you try a method of exercise and you hate it, don't let yourself think, okay, I just hate all exercise. You probably don't, you just hate that method of exercising. Keep trying. Eventually you will find something that works for you. And once you do, I guarantee you will feel more productive, you'll feel more motivated, and all of those things will set you up for a much more pleasant spring. So you don't have to get in the gym every day. You don't need to do 2-hour-long workouts, but prioritize doing something to get your body moving. As unfortunate of a process as it is, it's gonna make you feel better. I'm so sorry, but it will. Any ice? What's going on here? You want this ice cube, Goosey? Go. Okay, so I know people hear spring, they think cleaning, and that's great. But I feel like a lot of people see it as a spring purge. You know what I mean? Like if you need to declutter, that's fine. You need to do what you need to do. But I wanted to approach spring cleaning this year in a way that was more like, what systems can I put in place so that I'm able to keep my home clean and organized all throughout the year, and that way I can avoid a spring purge next year. So before you just start cleaning shit, this is what I want you to do. I want you to walk around your home. I want you to look at what's messy and be like, why is this messy? And yes, the underlying reason may be that you're a lazy slob. That's fine. A lot of us are. But I also want you to think a little deeper. Like, is there another reason? For example, if there are a bunch of clothes on the ground, why? Are they clothes that are dirty? Do they need to be put into a hamper? Why aren't you just putting them into the hamper? Is it because the hamper is in an inconvenient place? Have the clothes been worn, but they're not quite ready to be washed, but they're also not ready to be hung up? Maybe we get a specific hamper for those clothes. That's actually exactly what I did. I have a hamper in my bathroom for clothes that aren't ready to be washed, but they've been worn. However, I'm not ready to put them away yet because I think I'm probably going to wear them again in the very near future. So instead of just leaving them on the bathroom floor like I used to always do, now they have their own hamper. Some other things I'm thinking about, I have made an evening reset list, which I have hung on my refrigerator, and it's just all the things that I should do in the evening that will make my morning easier. Now, the reason I want this on the fridge is so that it's right in my face after dinner. And that way I won't forget about these things until it's 9 o'clock at night, and then I'm rushing around trying to do them while I'm really tired, and I inevitably don't end up doing them, and then I'm more frazzled in the morning. Also, for the bathrooms, I have seen some people say that they will spray their shower down with a mixture of vinegar and dish soap, I think. Maybe something else. I gotta look up the recipe. But they'll spray their shower down literally every time they take a shower. So like while they're in there, they'll just take the spray bottle and spray their shower, and it helps prevent all the gross, yucky stuff from building up. And then that way they don't have to do like a big, gross, deep clean every few months. So I want to do something like that myself because I absolutely hate cleaning the shower, and so does David. So it ends up getting pretty gross sometimes. So I'm going to try those things out. I'll let you guys know how they work. If you have any tips for staying consistently clean, I would love to hear them. Please share them in the comments because it is something that I really struggle with. So trying to change that about my personality. They say be yourself, everyone will love you if you just be yourself. But then when yourself is a slob, they're like, you gotta change that. So which one is it? You want me to be myself or do you want me to be clean? Because I can't be both. Goosey, you accept me even if I'm a messy person, right? You literally roll around in mud, so I know you get it. Hello from my closet floor. I know around this time of year it can be very tempting to get rid of all of your clothes and buy brand new ones, but before you panic purge, let's think a little bit. Let's perhaps take a deep breath. Okay, and now that you are in a bit of a calmer state, now you're ready to clean out your closet. You can't clean out your closet in a panic. It's not gonna go well. Now, if you are at a stage in life where you look at your closet and it literally makes you wanna cry and vomit, then I would recommend doing a full wardrobe reset. I have done videos on these in the past. I have a fall one, I have a spring one. I will link them in the description. I feel like that process has really helped me make better purchasing decisions and figure out my personal style. And so because of that, I feel like I don't need to do a full one this year. That's really the goal of it anyways. So instead, I'm gonna do a mini version. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my spring and summer clothes out of storage. I'm gonna try things on and see what I like, see what I don't. After I try everything on, if there are any pieces that I feel like I'm missing, I will add those to my wish list for the spring and summer. And then likewise, if I try on things from last season and I'm not really feeling them anymore, I'm asking myself why. Is it the texture? Is it the length? Is it the color? Is it the material? Because that's really important to identify so that I don't accidentally buy something like that again in the future. And then if I do really like something, same questions. Why do I like it? What about this piece of clothing makes me feel confident? Because I want to purchase more of that in the future. If I need to, I might not need to purchase any more of it. Realistically, most of us, we have enough things in clothing, but I get it. We're not just all gonna stop shopping cold turkey, myself included. Now we're gonna do the thing, and this feels like a montage moment. Get ready for a montage of me trying things on and simultaneously making my bedroom a very overwhelming mess. Okay. Oh, shoot. There is a little bit of a hole in that. Okay. The mess has already begun. 2 minutes in.
I don't know if I'm the one you want. Should I go, or should I leave this on? Because lately I've been getting this feeling that you might like me too. And just maybe
Okay. Goose, do you want to come sit? Do you want to talk about my clothes with me? Hi. Tell me about your spring and summer outfits. It's the same as your winter one, just a little lighter. It's fascinating. Goose, you're hitting me with your tail, buddy. Come up. Come. No, more butt scratches. Come up here, buddy. On the couch. You know, it really shouldn't be this hard to coax you onto something that is soft and cozy. Okay, so I really liked pretty much all of the outfits that I put on, which is very different from how I felt about my clothing last year and the year before. My pile of giveaways is very small, and I'm not even confident that I'm going to give them all away. I'm going to keep them until the end of the season. If I end up not wearing them at all during the spring and summer, then I probably will get rid of them. And then for my wish list, I only have a few things. I want to get a pair of non-jean pants. I want like a linen-y type pant, preferably in maybe like a beige cream color or maybe a pattern. I could be open to a subtle pattern, but something that's comfy and easy to eat in and also doesn't wrinkle too easily. That's my main qualm with flowy things, is I feel like the second I sit down, they get really wrinkled. So I don't know. Also on the list, same thing as the non-jean pants, but in short form. I would like non-jean shorts. I want to keep my eye out for more layering necklaces with a little bit of color in them, like fun little pendants. I need to get a new pair of sunglasses because I lost my main pair of sunglasses. RIP my round Ray-Bans. I have another pair, but they're these like squarish cat eye sunglasses, and they don't go with everything. They're very outfit specific, so I need a general pair of sunglasses. The problem is that I hate all sunglasses on my face, so it makes it very hard for me to pick out sunglasses I like. So okay. Oh, my finger is bleeding. Look at that. I guess that's my sign to go put on some lotion and find a Band-Aid. Okay, it is time to think about how our spring morning menu is going to look different from our winter morning menu. For those who might be new here, I like to use the term morning menu instead of morning routine because I feel like routine, it feels too strict. It feels like I need to do the exact same thing every day. It feels like if I don't do the exact same thing, I'm a failure. Whereas a menu, it feels like I have options and I can craft each morning to what I'm feeling that day when I wake up. So I've given some thought to what I want my spring morning menu to look like, because I also think our menus should change a little bit with the seasons because our productivity levels, our energy levels change with the season. So for example, in the winter, I expect myself to want to exercise less. I expect myself to want to sleep more. Hold on, I'm gonna find a new way to sit because this is kind of hurting my elbows. Does this work? It's kind of giving paint me like your French girl, but I'm wearing clothes, so it's not the same. So my winter menu. So in the winter, I actually would not exercise in the morning, and I also wouldn't shower in the morning because it was dark out. I was feeling more tired. I didn't want to wake up and do anything that I didn't need to be doing. Now, since I work from home, this did give me the privilege of logging on earlier because I was still getting up at the same time. It's just that when I would wake up, I really didn't have the energy to exercise or shower or just like do anything that was too complicated. So I would log on early, and since I'm an hourly employee, that would give me the privilege to log off a little bit early. And that would give me time to do a little light workout in the evening if I wanted to, and to take a shower, decompress, and just get cozy for the evening. And it also broke things up nicely. Like when I was showering, working out, doing all the things in the morning during the spring and summer, I just felt exhausted by the time I finally got to my computer to start working because I felt like I had a whole day before my day. Whereas moving the exercise and shower to the evening and kind of keeping the bare minimum things in the morning, I felt like it broke things up a little bit, which just, I don't know, it tickled my brain in the right way. But it also worked really well because I wasn't doing things most evenings after work. Like it was winter, it's dark, it's cold, I'm not doing activities, so I could shower and do all that stuff in the evening. But now I have to think, okay, what do I want spring me to do? And that's what I want you to think about as well. Like, what is the ideal spring version of yourself? What time does she wake up? What is she doing? What is she wearing? How is she feeling? And then we're going to create our menu based on that. We're changing positions again. So for me, I want spring me to wake up at 5:30. I want to take 20 to 30 minutes to eat my breakfast, drink my tea, do my little crossword puzzles. Then I want to get outside and take Goose out. And then I think I'm going to try to leave my showers mostly in the evening because I do really like showering in the evening. However, I also know that in the spring, I will probably have more things going on in the evening, so that might not always be possible. Also, I do just generally want to feel more put together for the day. So I think at least 3 days out of the week, I'm gonna plan on getting fully dressed and fully doing my hair and makeup because I really didn't do this very often in the winter, and I found that when I didn't feel like I looked good, I would avoid doing other things, especially for my job as a content creator. You know, a lot of my job is filming myself being on camera, and if I feel like I don't look good, if I feel like I look like a slob, then I'm not really inclined to get up and take action on whatever inspiration has come to me that day. So Spring Me is going to be allowed 2 potato days during the week, and then the other 3 days she needs to put in a fair effort to make herself look put together. Now, I know this is a very work from home problem to have, but whether you work from home or not, I do think there is benefit from thinking about how you want Spring You to act, what you want her to do, and how you want her to feel, because then you can identify what is holding you back from doing those things or feeling that way, and you can adjust as best you can. So I know I want Spring Me to feel energized and excited to work on things, and I know something that holds me back from that is not getting fully dressed in the morning. So I can adjust by saying, okay, most mornings in the spring, Morgan, we're getting up and we are putting some effort into putting ourselves together. So all of that said, here is my spring morning menu. I have energy levels listed by each item so that when I wake up in the morning, I can assess my energy levels and then decide what I want to do based on that. If I'm feeling energized, motivated, let's do some of the higher energy things. If I'm feeling sluggish and tired, let's do some of the lower energy things. If you have been using the menu concept too and you feel inclined to share, please let us know what some of your menu items are in the comments, because I'm sure other people would love to know, maybe because they're nosy. Or maybe just because they could use some inspiration. Either way, we'd love to hear from you about your menu items. Goose, what's on your morning menu? Pooping, sleeping, and playing with your ball. Okay, sounds like a great menu, buddy. So I saw somebody on TikTok recently talk about how they do a monthly journal page that just kind of recaps what their month was like what was I watching, what was I listening to, what was I making, how was I feeling, so that at the end of the year they can look back at each month and be like, oh look, in February 2025 I was obsessively rewatching The Office again and severely depressed. How fun. So I want to incorporate a version of that into my spring reset. So basically I'm just going to do a seasonal recap at the end of each season. So this will be my winter recap, and I've come up with, where are they? I've come up with 9 prompts. You can't read, I started answering some of them. You can't read them yet. But I came up with 9 prompts that I want to answer, and they're just really easy. Like, I was watching, the show I was watching. Just short, quick answers. It's not going to be anything too in-depth. So I'm just going to write these up, and then I'm going to fold up my paper. I'm going to put it in an envelope. I'm going to address it to myself in the future. And then I'm going to glue it into my journal. And I think that'll just be a nice way to wrap up the season, or seal up, rather, because I'm going to seal the envelope. So it's like sealing the season. That sounds good. Although it kind of sounds like sealing, not sealing. We'll work on it. Alright, so my winter mood was tired, extra anxious, but a tad optimistic. I was proud that I surpassed 350,000 followers on Instagram. I was watching Traitors Season 3. I was listening to Kendrick Lamar. I was reading Everyone Here Is Lying. I was making Over Our Living Room. One of my favorite moments was seeing Tom Segura live. I struggled with the general state of the world, and in the spring I am looking forward to planning a road trip to Maine. Wishing you the best this spring and the rest of the year. Love, Winter Morgan. All right, that brings us to the end of our spring reset. I hope that you're feeling good. I hope you feel like you're defrosting. If you liked this video, please do me a favor and let the YouTube gremlins know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I make a lot of videos about anxiety, mental health, etc. So if you enjoyed this vibe, please do stick around because there's more to come. You can also find bonus videos over on Patreon, so make sure to head over there and check those out. And otherwise, thank you as always for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.